I think it's somewhat perplexing when we look at the Haggadah, which we read on Pesach, which is the story of how we gained our independence. It's a story told in Hebrew, and it makes sense because the national language of the Jewish people is Hebrew. And yet, the very beginning, the introduction, there's a brief introduction which is in Aramaic, which is a foreign language. Why an introduction in a foreign language if our language is Hebrew? Moreover, within this brief introduction are toiveled or dipped a couple of words in Hebrew within the Aramaic. Why? Whenever I think back to the beginning of our gaining our independence, it is a very unique, puzzling, fascinating story. You see, when other nations gain independence when they reach their land, right? You reach a new land, you fight for it, and you gain your independence. The Israelites, Jews, are the only people who regained independence in the wilderness, in the desert, detached from land. Not only that, we are also the only monotheistic religion which connects with our faith a land which we were detached from at our very beginning. I think there is a blessing and a curse in this. You see, it is a blessing because it is a remedy for the future. While for 2,000 years, when Jews were banished from this land, our very beginning, which was detached from land, has enabled us, when we were living in Australia or anywhere else in the diaspora, Jews are able to remain proud Jews with Israel in their hearts. And that is an incredible blessing. That is, I think, why Jews have survived for 2,000 years against all odds. And yet there is also a curse. You see, there are other kinds of Jews today who will say, I'm a very proud Jew, don't get me wrong, but I'm detaching the Israel part because I'm ashamed of what's going on in Israel. That's not got to do with me. I'm ashamed of the IDF. It's not part of me. I'm just a proud Jew. Jews are an ethical people. I can't possibly be attached to what's going on there. And you see, I think these Jews deep down say to themselves, well, our very beginning, the foundations were detached from a land, so it's very easy for a Jew today to be a proud Jew, to have a proud Jewish identity without land. Wrong. If you ask me, the biggest danger the state of Israel has today are not non-Jews who are anti-Israel, but our biggest problem are Jews who are anti-Israel. Because if you ask me, a Jew who is anti-Israel is not really anti-Israel. A Jew who has a problem with Zionism doesn't really have a problem with Zionism. These are Jews that have a problem with their own Jewish identity. And this is precisely what the Haggadah is teaching us at the very outset, at the beginning. I think the reason we have these Aramaic words dipped with these two words in Hebrew, Israel and independent, is to teach us that when you are living in the diaspora, when you are living abroad, if you think you can detach the Israel part, your Jewish identity, from independence. Sorry, if you detach your Jewish identity from what gives you independence, and that is Israel, then you do not have a strong Jewish identity. You have a problem. You need to get your story straight. And the only way to do that is to read the Haggadah where it all started. Chag Sameach.